Hi everyone. Alam mo ba na meron kang ghost money? Hi, I'm Coach Max. This lockdown indeed has brought us a lot of realization, lalong-lalo na sa konsepto ng pera. In these times of trial and challenges, we come to realize a couple of things about money and preparedness. But today, I'd like to talk to you about something that's very interesting, and it's called ghost money. Ghost money is a concept that I'd like to share, and it's not about maybe makita mo sa internet about some countries who burn money to send to their departed loved ones who have moved on ahead of them. No. This is simply a concept around really taking a look at what are some of the things that you may not be aware of in terms of managing your money. Saan ba napunta yung mga pera na hindi mo ma-account kung paano mo ginastos o paano lumabas sa iyong bulsa? And I'd like to share with you some of my thoughts around things that may add up na pag tinignan mo on a long-term experience, ang daming tapon ng pera. Marami ngayon sa social media will talk about the things that are very valid concerns about money. Questions that are important to ask right now is, one, are you protected? Meron ka bang coverage that will allow your family to continue to live the life that you want them to have, even in the events that you as the breadwinner is taken out of the picture? Questions like, paano kung na-hospitalize ka today? Who will take care of your bill? And we've seen it in social media, napakarami nang humihingi ng tulong because their bills in hospitals are skyrocketing. And if you truly lose your job during these times, have you ever thought about gaano katagal yung family ko magso-survive given the lifestyles that we have? Many questions that needs to be answered. And this video is not about solving that in the future. This video is about asking a question that maybe change needs to start hindi pagkatapos nitong kaguluhan na to, but change needs to start now. You're kidding yourself if you're saying maraming magbabago sa akin pagkatapos nitong pandemic na to. But my challenge to you right now is simple. What are the changes you can do now so that you're better prepared even if tumagal itong pandemic na ito? Here are a couple things that I want you to realize. Let me talk to you about some examples regarding what I mean when I say ghost money. One, credit card payments. Some bills, if you miss paying the deadline, some companies will add late payment charges directly to your next billing without any questions asked. Nare-realize lang natin na medyo masakit pala once the next billing comes in. Some cards will hold you accountable and charge you as low as maybe 500 pesos per late billing payment, or maybe as high as 750 pesos. Now, I have nothing against that, but it's a clear indication that you're losing money. These are ghost money that are charged to you for a simple fact of missing the deadline of your payment. Ghost money yan. Another one, subscriptions that are unnecessary. Marami rin akong dating ganyan. Subscriptions like maybe game apps or specific apps that you download where you're charged a certain amount of money on a monthly basis until it becomes normal na you don't realize pag in-add up mo yan in 1 year's time or over the span of 10 years, malaking bagay din siya. Now, before you react, I'm not saying if you're using it talaga in your day-to-day activities and it's part of what you need to do, then go ahead. But I want you to seriously assess, is it a ghost money where you have some subscriptions or maybe there are items that you buy na hindi naman necessary pero it became so addictive na you need to buy it all the time. Many years ago, I was reminded by this with my wife when I used to buy this men's magazine na sometimes I don't even read them anymore. I just make sure I buy it, and I had behind the context that it's a collection. Until I realized how much money I'm spending on a monthly basis about something that minsan hindi ko na siya binabasa. Ikaw, what are some of the subscriptions, game apps, or in-apps add-ons that you have that maybe are unnecessary at this point in your life? 3. Another example of ghost money is, I'm sure guilty tayo lahat dito. Yung mga barya natin na minsan hindi na natin pinapansin kasi piso siya, 5 piso, 10 piso, 25, and you keep them lying around in your table, in your wardrobe, in your office. This was reminded to me by my daughter. Every time there's money lying around at home, she would pick it up and she would say, finders keepers. And tatago niya lahat yun until somebody starts looking for it. Now, why is this thing called ghost money? These are actually still money that you can put in maybe a piggy bank, a certain place, a coin purse, that maybe later on you can actually just use. Loose money and loose change, I've seen people keep them on certain areas where all of the family member will just do that. And at the end of the year, I know a person, for example, Tita Jo, who would keep her money in a certain place, and at the end of the year would buy something significant for her family, like maybe a new item, or maybe treat them out, or use it in some of the charity works that she does. How many times have you actually missed out on this opportunity to save a little? In fact, some methods as suggested like by Mr. Chinkitan, yung ipunaryo, put them on one place, put them on a drum, put them on a piggy bank, put them somewhere and just say, okay, this is already considered as an expense and I will keep it for the rainy days. That's another example of this thing called ghost money. Number 4, food waste. How many times have you ever experienced, maybe in the past, pag kumakain ka sa labas, sobrang dami mong ino-order only to have so much food at waste? Or maybe the times that dahil tamad ka or pagod ka sa trabaho, you'd rather order outside than cook the groceries that you have in your ref at that moment. Guilty rin kami dyan minsan. And I run under the excuse na pagod kami, I'd rather have takeouts for the family and end up also having the groceries that we bought na nasisiraan that we have to throw away at one point. So, that's another waste of money and that's another ghost money that you may not realize. During this quarantine time, kitang-kita ko ngayon how valuable whatever money you have. And as you convert this money to your resources like your groceries, your food items, kitang-kita ngayon kung gaano ka-importante you need to be able to manage your household in terms of these experiences kasi these are money dripping away from your pocket that could have been saved and used otherwise. Number 5, bank charges. Alam mo ba in certain banks that if you check the ATM from another bank, they will charge you a certain amount of money for actually availing of that services? Maybe yung 5 pesos, 2 pesos, hindi mo mapapansin. But, gaano ka ba kadalas mag-check ng balances mo? Here's a clever way of doing it. Do it online. It's free of charge. And so, if you're mindful about cost like this, at ma-add up mo siya, you'll realize na yung papiso-piso goes a long way. Number 6, upgrades. I want you to recall back every time you go out for lunch or maybe dinner with your family, whether it's occasional or lagi mong ginagawa. How many times did you say yes to an upgrade of a large drink, for example? And they say it na, sir, add lang ng 10 pesos, add lang ng 15 pesos. And in that spur of the moment, 2 things has happened. Number 1, our inability to say no. And number 2, to think na it's more valuable kasi mas malaki siya for you to have. Now, I'm not saying that's wrong. What I'm saying is, kung hindi ka naman talaga fond of that extra larger drink, and you end up with some leftover after lunch or dinner or after your meal, then maybe the upgrade wasn't necessary at all. Kitang-kita ko yan minsan in some fast foods where they upgrade, and pag alis ng tao after eating, you see ang dami pang natirang drink dun sa kanyang lalagyanan and dun sa kanyang cup. Total waste of money, total waste of resources. Think about it. Now, I'm sure marami pang ibang ghost money out there that we may not realize are actually chipping away from the money that could be potentially used for some other resources or maybe a program, a savings program that you can have for your own self, like getting yourself some insurance, your protection, your coverages. Now, anong solution? Sabi ko kanina, when in the start of this video, is to be able to share with you some steps. As a strategist, I tell people, don't start in the near future, but start now. So, Coach Max, maybe tinatanong some of you right now, anong mga pwede kong gawin? Here are 3 steps that may help you find and eliminate ghost money so that you can put it in and or allocate it in some more useful as a resource. Number 1, track your expenses. I've been doing this for a decade, and as simple as it is, it actually allows people to review your expenses at the end of the month. The only way you'll be able to do that is if you have a tracking system that will allow you to take a look at saan ba pupunta yung pera ko. As you track your system, track your expenses for that moment, be very, very religious in doing it. Every centavo counts. Huwag mong palampasin. Kasi as you write these things down, you will have enough data, maybe for the next 6 months, to find out saan ba pumupunta yung pera ko, literally. Second thing you need to do is you need to be able to reconcile. How much came in, how much came out, or maybe how much was saved. Bakit importante yung reconciliation? You need to find out, once nakita mong may items or may money, amount of money ka na hindi mo ma-account for, your goal next month maybe and in the following months is to be more diligent kasi the only way to find out is to match whatever comes in and comes out. Reconciling your money at end of a month or a regular time frame will allow you now to discover what areas are you missing out. Now, the good news is that there are some apps available out there that are free that you can simply download and just encode on your phone every time you make an expense. I hope that works. Number 3, have specific goals that you will allot this savings or this identified ghost money so that you can actually put them into a better resource later on. Let's say you see a peso or a 5 peso tabi-tabi dyan sa kwarto mo, sa table mo. Get it, keep it, and set it aside. Have a specific place or isang specific na lalagyanan so that you can actually get excited as you see all of this. Now, not only do you do it, but also encourage your loved ones, your family members to join into the bandwagon. And let's just see, maybe after 6 months, how much money would you have identified that you would have allowed yourself to divert to a specific, more important resource that you can allocate this with. I hope this small, short video has enlightened you to really fully discover what are your ghost money, saan siya napupunta, be able to identify them, and help, and maybe hopefully later on identify where you want to allocate this because you're able to find a way to actually make them real. This is Coach Max. God bless you.